Hello, guys. Wait, is Kristen on twice? Is Kristen? Right or not? How are you guys doing? Everybody having a good week so far? It's hot here. It's very hot. Okay, Melissa is not with us yet. Let me check my messages really quickly. I get the weirdest followers. I just got a message from I have a new follower. He's a 4-star, supposedly a 4-star general from Massachusetts. But like, who makes up these crazy profiles? I don't know. Like, they're not real people. I'm like, I don't understand why. Who has time for all that? I don't get it. Let me see. Hopefully Melissa will be on shortly. I can introduce her. Hi, Amy. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Let me send a message really quickly. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Corey.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Look, Corey. Gonna show you something real quick.
What? Oh, peach? Yee.
I'm gonna eat it for dessert right now. Okay, that's
Ew,
it.
that's a big fat boo.
I always think of you, you know. All right.
No, you can almost smell it from here. Yuck.
Corey, I think Melissa's on a different.
It's like peach.
I think Melissa's on a different call.
I'm looking. I'm still messaging.
Corey, can you hear me?
Apparently there are people on another Zoom link. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to figure out where these people are. They're saying they're on a different Zoom. Just a minute. Sorry, I'm looking for the other link to see where people are. Hold on a second. Let me try to send. I don't know what's going on. There are two links somehow. I'm so confused. In the world, hold on. 209. I'm trying to figure out. It won't let me minimize Zoom. I don't understand. Okay, I'm gonna try to get. Shoot. I'm gonna try to find the link again. Won't let me. I'm recording it, so it won't let me minimize it. Yikes. Okay, hold on. a mess. Okay, hold on. Almost there. Okay, I'm gonna try to send this to the people waiting. This is crazy. I don't know what link they're on. Okay, I asked them to come to our Zoom because this is the one that's set up for this and is recording and all that. So yeah, I don't know how is that possible to have two different links? I don't even understand.
Announcements, Corey. There's not any like another Zoom link for like workouts or information.
No, they're all no. This is it. This is the only live link I have posted.
Yeah, I don't find anything. It's so weird.
It's very bizarre. I don't know. We'll just wait on them, my guys. Sorry, guys. This is crazy time. I don't know what is happening. Okay.
Was there a different link maybe in the new coach?
I don't know. No, there wasn't.
No. Like their regular meeting systems.
I have no idea. It was in the announcement post. It was this one. I'm not sure. Hi. We're like, where's Melissa?
We're coming. It's just taking a minute to get everybody over.
I was like, surely she's going to be on the call tonight.
I just thought I wouldn't show up.
It's cool, whatever. Really, whatever. It's all good. Okay, I'm gonna wait just a second until everybody jumps on. Hi, guys. Again, people who were already here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 8, 12, 15, 16, 17. How many did you say were over there? About 10?
16.
On the other link?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, 16.
On the other link, there were 16?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll wait a little bit longer. Sorry.
It's the same link too. I was looking, so it must have been because we jumped on it early.
How strange. That's the most bizarre thing ever. Yeah, I looked at the link too that you posted in the chat and I was like, the numbers are the same. I don't know why it's not. It's so weird. All right, sorry about that. It's a little confusing. That's some excitement for our Tuesday night. In COVID, we take what we can get. Any excitement, just awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Melissa to all of you, though most of you all know her already, but we have the privilege tonight of hearing from Melissa French. And Melissa came to me, I want to say it was like, what, 2014? Is that right? Where's Melissa? Is that right? 2014? 2015?
Yeah, I mean, it's been 4 years. Oh, 4 years, so 16.
2016. I was thinking you were 2014. Okay, so she came to me in 2016 then from my like page. She's actually one of those who I did not know prior to coaching, and she found me on Corey Abraham Fitness, and we connected there. And it's been an amazing journey watching her. She was really shy and self-conscious in the beginning, and it's been so rewarding just to see her growth and to see her come into her own. And she's, I believe we decided she was at month 43 of Success Club, like in a row consecutive, which is amazing. And I don't even think, I think before that she only maybe missed one. I want to say she only missed 1 month ever, but I could be wrong. But I'm thinking she only missed like 1 month, and it was barely, and there was like a weird technicality where she got SE4 and she should have had 6, but there was somebody who like had a messed up order or something, and it was weird. I remember that being weird and talking to customer coach relations about it. But anyway, she is so solid and so consistent. And most of the time it's way over SC6. Most of the time she's at least SC10, but she is one of those really quiet leaders. She doesn't need the limelight. I think she's much happier not in the limelight, which she's not a look at me person at all, but she is so solid and consistent. And she is what I consider like the backbone of our business, like of our team in particular. Like she's the person who is in your inbox. If you're going through something rough, if you're having a rough time and she knows about it, or even if she senses that you might be going through a rough time, she's the first person there to send you a message, to encourage you, to follow up after that and ask you how you're doing. For our virtual summit, she got the teams, I think it was called the Team Spirit Award for that very thing, and voted on by all of you guys, as you know, because she is that person. She is such an encourager, and she cares so deeply about not just people from whom she benefits, but all of her cross-line coaches and really everybody on our team. And she's amazing. And challengers who don't belong to her, like she's just that person. And we are so lucky to have her. And I'm so excited to hear from her tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Melissa.
Thank you. I hope I don't let you guys down.
You won't.
Frey's right. It's definitely not my priority to be in the limelight, but I'm going to embrace it tonight. And I have to tell you guys, I don't know if any of you guys are Trent Shelton listeners, his podcast Straight Up, but he's always like, do you know what August 4th is? And so every time I listened to it, I was like, okay, August 4th is my sister's 50th birthday, and it's the day I have to give the team call. And I was like, I think he's haunting me by saying that every single time. But if you've never listened to him, his podcast is amazing, totally speaks to me. And he did have his new book launched today, Straight Up, and I can't wait to finish the book I'm reading so that I can switch over to that. So, anyways, I had to tell you guys that because I thought it was kind of funny that he kept saying, do you know what August 4th is? I was like, no, let it go. But it'll be over soon. But my goal tonight is to kind of like give you guys the belief in yourselves, because sometimes as new coaches, we come in and we don't really feel like we belong or that we fit in or that we're good enough. And there's no not being good enough for this, because everybody belongs. We want every single one of you here. And it's really a matter of whether you're willing to work through some of your hard times and deal with things that have happened in the past and share about how you've overcome stuff. It's not about not being good enough. I want to tell you that I shared this in our challenge group this last week, that when I was in college, I had this huge, huge fear of public speaking. And I actually don't know how I got through high school without taking a speech class, but somehow I did. And so I got into college and you had to take some sort of speech class. And there was like a literature class that you could write a paper. And you could write this paper, it was like 20 some pages. You worked on it all semester. And at the end of the semester, you presented on it. And so the whole semester, like I don't have a problem just like sitting down as a group and talking with people. Like that doesn't bother me. It's just when you stand up and you have to be the center of attention. So I warn them. I'm like, you guys, I'm not good at this. And so I stand up and in 30 seconds, I presented my entire paper of 20 pages. And I sat down and the entire classroom just busted out laughing. And, they weren't trying to be mean. It was funny, but it did not help my confidence in that area at all. Because I was just like, see, I can't do it, So if you're somebody who is petrified of public speaking or something like that, just know where I came from and realize that you too can get to where the other side, where you can do it. You might not be the best presenter in the world, but that doesn't really matter, right? So my goal is to teach you guys, show you guys some examples of that. First of all, I was going to tell you guys a little bit about my journey here before I started, for some of the newer coaches that don't know about my past. When I joined, I was kind of that lost mom. I was 44 years old. I had all sorts of autoimmune issues, chronic pain, chronic fatigue. I had a husband who was deployed, went through the marriage struggles of a husband coming back. And then I lost in a 3-month period, I lost my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, all dealing with everything else at the same time. So I was completely lost. I didn't realize how lost I was because I was putting on a front that everything was okay. I pretended really well that I was fine, so nobody knew the struggles and the demons that were going on in my head. So you can imagine when I came into coaching, I had all the I can't do this and didn't believe in myself. And like Corey said, it took a while for me to build that confidence up. And so I want you guys to know that, because sometimes when you come into coaching, you'll see our journeys now as leaders of the team, and you don't know where we came from, right? And we all start somewhere. So know that wherever you are now, you can get to where you want to be. So one of the things we hear about a lot is, oh, I forgot. See, that's why I wrote notes down, is because I wanted to tell you guys as well, when I started coaching, it was completely out of my comfort zone. But I just had this feeling that I should do it. When I saw Corey's post and I started talking to Corey, I was just like, for some reason, like, I feel like I should be doing this. And I was like, I really don't think I can be successful, but I was like, I have to at least give it a try. And after a little while of coaching and starting to build up my confidence, my son also ended up having autoimmune issues. And I really, really, really don't think that I would have survived that being sane if I didn't have Corey, Melissa, Linda, Aaliyah. All those guys were there, and they were constantly there for me. Watching your son go from a thriving kid to, I considered it like failure to thrive type of thing. He would have panic attacks before he went to school. He would come home and he would sleep until about 8 o'clock at night. And then we would struggle with him to get homework done. And the cycle just continued, right? And so as we went through this battle of trying to figure out what was going on with my son, I work in the hospital as a med tech, and you can imagine, like, hospitals are not super flexible. Like, anybody that works in healthcare, they're not real flexible about you taking off work, especially like unexpected and stuff like that. And so luckily I had this business, and I had the income coming in so that I could cut back hours, because we did get to the point with my son where we had to homeschool him for a while. And it's kind of ironic with COVID, because we fought and fought and fought to get him more and more back in school so that we didn't have to homeschool as much. And now we went back to homeschooling again for the next year. But that's okay. He is way healthier and we're doing good. And we would not have been able to financially afford it as easily if I had not had this gut feeling that jump into coaching and to push beyond what I normally do. So that's why I wrote notes, because I would get all over the place and I would just talk about something random. So one thing that many of us coaches that coming in is age. Sometimes we'll tell ourselves, I am too old, I can't coach. Who would want a 40-some, 50-some, 60-some year old coach to coach them? But I want to tell you that it doesn't matter how old you are. It's just a number. And there are people, there's an epidemic of obesity, right? And there's people at all ages. There's all ages of people that need our help, and those are your people. So if you're in your 20s, you're going to look for more people in your 20s. You might get some people at other age range, but that's going to be your target, right? If you're in your 50s, there's people that are there. Obesity is causing all sorts of illness. There's people at all ages and they need your help. So don't ever tell yourself that you're too old to coach, because it's completely, completely wrong. Susan Davidson has only been coaching for 2 years and she started at 57. If you guys have seen her posts, if you guys have seen her on the leaderboard, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Another one, Debbie. I'm not going to try to say your last name, Mahal, something like that. So Debbie, also superstar coach on our team. She started at 55. Melissa Graybill, Stacy, myself, we all started in our 40s. We all had these limiting beliefs that we were too old when we started, and it was wrong, you guys. All of us are successful coaches, and you can be too. It's just whether you want to do it or not. Another thing is not skinny enough or not in good enough shape, or, you know, I don't fit like the mold that a health coach should be, right? Again, so wrong. I don't know, Jackie Gist, if you guys have not seen her transformation, she lost 105 pounds. Do you think when she started her journey that she would think that she was going to be this super successful coach on our team? Absolutely not. You guys, when you're 105 pounds overweight, you are not thinking that you're going to be a superstar coach on a team. But her journey began, and luckily she was explaining to me, I had not heard this part of it before, but she was telling me how when she started her journey, she started to see success, and her husband is a preacher, and he got moved or transferred or took a different job in a small town. And so she had to leave her teaching job, and she was not able to find another teaching job over in this new community that they got. So she left a position of $50,000 a year to move with her husband's job. And they were really, really struggling. She was worried that she would have to cancel her Shakeology. And it gave her the belief, like taking on coaching and realizing and having people watch her and sharing her journey gave her the belief that she could reach her ideal weight. And she says she doesn't even really know if she would have ever reached it if it wasn't for coaching. Another one that is a great example of this is Linda Warren. If you guys have seen her now, you have to check out her transformation photos. Linda is like the buffest person ever, and she's in incredible shape, ball of energy, love her to death, but she has lost 30 pounds. When she started her journey, she had been hospitalized with chronic strep and was in kidney and heart failure. She was in the hospital for quite a while. She couldn't exercise for a long time. She knew nothing about nutrition. Like, she was the mom of 4 kids that was constantly busy and just eating whatever. She's like a prime example of what you can do if you share your journey and you want to be successful. Regan is another one. Incredible. She's lost 50 pounds. She had chronic fatigue, chronic pain. She was heavily on ibuprofen and stuff like that, numerous other medications and stuff. And within 2 weeks of taking her Shakeology, she was able to get off all of her meds except for her antidepressant. You guys, she is a superstar coach. Look at these people's transformations, get inspiration from them. You do not have to fit a mold. Again, just like the age thing, there is people at all different stages, and they want to see your journey. So if you want to be successful, you have to share your journey. When I first started, I remember Corey telling me all the time, you have to post a picture of yourself once in a while. People need to see who they're working with, because I just wasn't comfortable. Now you'll see me post it all the time. I've totally gotten over that phase, but yeah, share your journey. Start, it's going to be uncomfortable at first, and that's okay. We talk about, some of us, like in the beginning, we would just hit post and run away from our screen. You know what I mean? But let your upline know when you're posting. We'll all support you. We're all a big family, and it gets easier with time. Another one people will say is they don't have enough time. So not having enough time is a priority thing. It's kind of like those people that say they don't have enough time to work out or don't have enough time to eat clean. And we all know that that's not true. You can do it no matter what. If you need an example of this, you got to go to Melissa Graybill. The lady works like 60 some hours of work, has a very stressful job, is a lead nurse. I don't know her exact title. I should have asked it. Sorry. But she works in a nursing home right now. So you can imagine the stress that she has and the hours she's putting in. Time, you can make it work in small packets. You can listen to personal development on your drive to work, on your drive home, sitting in the carpool line. You make those pockets of time work if you want to. I think the key is that if you want to make it work, you will make it work. Another thing is I'm not healthy enough. And this is something I struggled with as well. When you have autoimmune issues like I do, like Debbie does, like Kristen Hop does, like Sabrina does, like Brittany does, there's a whole bunch of us, right? We go through these ups and downs, right? We'll be doing good and then we get knocked flat on our face. You know, we'll get times where they tell us we can't exercise, or they'll take away a certain food and it throws us off for a while. But it's okay. There are other people with those same struggles, right? There are so many autoimmune people out there right now that need help, that are used to making excuses for not getting things, but they need to see a journey of somebody being successful and thriving through it all. So not being healthy enough is not a reason at all. Prioritize nutrition. When I was told they thought I had adrenal fatigue and that I couldn't exercise, that's when I really focused on the 2B mindset, because I was like, you know what, I can still help people with eating properly and they can still get results even without like showing them that I'm exercising every day and stuff like that. So definitely you can still work on nutrition no matter where your health is. And to be honest, that's where you're going to get your best results. So if you're not healthy enough, if you have too much weight to lose, start sharing your nutrition journey. Start sharing recipes, you know, whatever it may be, little recipes, little tips that helped you about water, dinner and done. Like there are so many little things that you can share for people to help them reach their journeys and to want to join you. So those were the things I wanted to talk about as far as new coaches not believing in yourself. And at the end, if somebody has questions about something, you know, feel free to ask. But then the next thing is you've signed up, right? You're signed up, you're a coach now, and you're like, well, what the heck do I do now? Your first step when you're a coach is to pick a program and to be the superstar challenger in that program. Pretend like you're in the test group, right? And that means when you're in your challenge group with your upline coaches and stuff like that, you need to be in there. You need to be posting every single night. You need to be checking in every single night. You need to be commenting on other coaches' posts and stuff. Add a recipe, add a tip that's really helped you. You know, you need to be that superstar challenger, and you need to comment. If your customers are checking in, you need to comment on there. You need to encourage them. That's how you get to know them better. You get to know other challengers. There's other challengers in my group that I talk to that are not my own customers, but they have autoimmune issues. And so they've seen my journey, and we'll talk about it. And it's just a beautiful thing when you find people that are like you and you can relate to each other and help each other out. But you can't get there if you're not checking in every single night, if you're not commenting on other posts. And I get it. Like sometimes there's like way too many check-ins for you to comment on every single one. And sometimes we just don't have time, but you still need to check in. You need to scroll through and you need to find your challengers and make sure you're supporting them so that they feel loved, because they signed up for you. Like you're the reason they signed up, so you need to be supporting them. And I usually just try to, like, if I'm short on time, I'll just try to pick like the 5 above, or I'll scroll through. If there's somebody that doesn't have a comment on it, I'll make sure and hit that one. Or if somebody shares like a struggle, hit that one. But we want our customers to feel like they're loved, that they're a part of our team, because that's where the magic happens. That's where they get the results. That's where they stay with us. And that's how they succeed. And then when they succeed, then their friends want to succeed. And it's like a tumble effect, or ripple effect. That was the word I was looking for. So you need to be excited, and you need to be that superstar challenger that shows your challengers what to expect, what to do, and you need to be communicating with them. See how they're doing. Reach out, tag them in a post, tag them in the check-in post if you haven't seen them check in a while. These are all simple little things, but sometimes when you come in, you might feel insecure. Like maybe you don't feel like you have enough nutrition expertise, right? It doesn't matter. You can still say, great day. If someone's struggling, you can be like, nail it tomorrow. You got this. I believe in you. You know, all of us coaches, we want you to participate. We want you to be involved in the group, and we don't want you to just be sitting back and not saying anything. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Those are the main things that I wanted to talk about. Just being like that superstar challenger, and also just sharing your journey. You know, you can kind of get used to it a little bit, a couple times a week, and then gradually build up. But sharing your journey, sharing how you overcome struggles, and really, really participating in your challenge group and making your challengers feel really, really comfortable is key to your success and keeping them there. That is all I have for you guys. So if there's questions, or if there's other coaches that have comments that they want to add to that, for new coaches, I would love for someone else to do that.
Do you have a particular book that you loved that you would recommend?
I'm a huge fan of Slight Edge. That's what I send to my coaches now, is Slight Edge. I really like that one. I also really like the 5 a.m. Club. I thought that was a really good book for just getting your mornings started and how important they were to get organized in the morning and stuff. Those are like my favorites.
I like both of those too. What do you think what are your, we talked about the fact that you're so solid with Success Club. You hit it every month, usually like SC10 and above. What do you think, what is your secret to doing that?
Well, I have this amazing upline named Corey that tells us to just keep chopping the block every single day.
Whack the tree. Whack the tree,
that's what it is. I should know that. But I feel like even when I've struggled, I do something, right? I have days where I get really knocked down with health issues. I went to the night shift and really got knocked down with that. With Gavin being sick, but I still showed up. And I still whacked that tree.
I think that's huge. I think so many times people just decide they don't have enough time or whatever, and they don't realize it's not about massive action. It's about the small action every single day. Yes, if you want to do something quicker, if you want to reach a big goal fast, then you might need to take bigger action. But if you just consistently whack the tree every day, and then put the axe down and go on about your life. It really can fit in anybody's life if you do it that way, and think about a lot of people doing a little instead of one person doing hundreds of invites. I've never sent 100 invites in a day in my life. Never. So when I hear people say that, I'm like, what in the world? I don't have relationships to that. They're not at a place where I would feel comfortable inviting that many people generally right away. But anyway, so I think that's really important for especially new coaches to remember, it really is about just consistency over time and not getting caught up in the results of that. Because you know what, when you invite more people, you hear more no's. That's just the way it goes. You're gonna hear no's. That's part of the process. You have to divorce yourself from that outcome and just realize, okay, I'm gonna do what I can control, which is whack stinking tree. It's inviting, it's putting it out there, it's talking to people, it's connecting and all of that. And then people will come to you when you're consistently doing that, consistently showing up. People will absolutely come to you down the road. You don't know when that's going to be. I never start the month knowing exactly where my points are going to come from, but I know they're going to come. I'm always confident they're going to come because I've been doing this for so long now. Somebody's always going to be ready, always. So it's nice to have the confidence that because you showed up every day over time, that it's going to happen.
I agree. I think it's important for everyone to realize that we all have different time schedules. We all have different starting points and stuff like that, and not to compare yourself to someone else, because it might look easy for somebody else to come in. Somebody else might come in and they have a million friends that are ready to jump on, and they're going to come in and get all these people, right? Well, I can tell you that I have very few of my close friends. Actually, I don't think I have any that have joined me on coaching, or I just didn't hang around those type of people. Nobody really was interested in it. I always felt like the outsider. So you don't have to have that huge following and the huge numbers of friends to be successful. You just got to keep working at it and do the pockets of time that you have, because if you're working full time, you're not going to probably build this fast, especially if you have kids and stuff like that, and it depends. We all have different things going on. So it depends on your schedule. So just stay in your lane and focus on what you can do each day. Without comparing to somebody else who makes it look really easy.
Yeah, I think that's a good point for sure. Oh, there's Debbie. I didn't see her. just read your comment and I was like, oh, I didn't see that. Anybody else have anything to add? Any questions? What do you think was the turning point for you, Melissa? I'm interested in hearing your perspective on that, because I've retold this to Melissa several times, because it's always funny to me to think back on how I've met coaches who have come onto our team and kind of how they were when I met them and things they said to me that they would never do. And, and I'm like, oh, okay, we'll see. It's so funny because Melissa Grable was like, she wanted to hide everybody in her feed so they didn't see any of her posts. She was like, how can I like hide everybody but like 2 people? And I was like, oh, no. She was like, I could never post publicly about anything. And then Melissa French, I was trying to do like a shout out for her. And there was not one picture of her to be found on her social media. And I was like, I gotta have a picture of you. I can't even recognize you because there's not a single picture of you on your social media. Like, who are you? You have to post pictures of yourself. And so it's so fun to kind of see the growth and with each person. And we all kind of start at different places and have different things, our quote unquote things that we'll never do. I'll never drink a shake. I'll never, oh no, that's not me. I'll never do that. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Just to kind of see people evolve. But anyway, I'd love to hear what kind of was the turning point for you when you were like, okay, I think, because now like especially on your fitness page, like you're so vulnerable and you share your story and so much of it and it's beautiful. And like before, like there was none of that. So what do you think, if you can really narrow it down to that one thing? Yeah, not one, Sabrina. No, not one. I'm telling you, it was impossible to find a picture.
Yeah, and you ended up choosing, I remember that time because you ended up choosing like a sweaty selfie that
that was all I had. It was like from a group. It was
I was like, oh. Yeah. I think like, I mean, I really can't pinpoint exactly where it is, but I feel like after getting knocked down and really struggling with my health and really focusing on my nutrition and realizing that I could do it with nutrition only, I realized that I do have something to offer that other people need to realize, that they don't have to be like sweating every single day. They don't have to, you know what I mean? I feel like that was a big turning point for me when I really started focusing on the nutrition. Well, 2B mindset, probably the beginning of 2B mindset, and like opening up to that, like, and just embracing the scale. I guess I was a former anorexic like you, Melissa. I think there's probably others out there on the team. And like, I hated the scale. I hated the way I looked. And I was petrified of posting anything because I was not happy. I was not embracing who I was. And so I didn't want to post pictures, you know what I mean? And I feel like the 2B mindset really opened things up for me to realize that, I should be proud of who I am. I've come a long ways and I have so much to offer, and it just really helped me a lot. I really like Alana and the 2B mindset.
Yeah, I do too. She's amazing. But I think it's really important too, if you're newer on here, just to embrace your story. Like, it's so liberating when you go, oh, I don't have to be anything like Corey. I don't have to be anything like Nicole or Amy or Debbie or whomever. Like, and that's the beautiful thing about it, is like what is unique to you is what's that's special. And that's what other people can really connect with and cling to. And I think those little weird things about us are that's the power, really. It's like owning that stuff and realizing like I'm not ever going to be a full-time coach in the sense that I work full-time hours, because I'm a mom, and you probably just saw my 3-year-old in here because he wanted me to put him to bed, and I'm not putting him to bed tonight. And I mean, that's where my priority is. And like, I can't compare myself to coaches who are spending 80 hours a week doing this business. And, and their husbands are also doing it full time, and they have several assistants doing it full time, and, and so on and so forth. But I think it's just really powerful just to go, okay, well, this is what I bring to the table, and embracing that, because we all are so different. And it really is amazing when you realize like you don't have to be like anyone else, and you shouldn't be. You shouldn't try to be. That's why we always will tell you like not to take somebody else's words or whatever, because it's not authentic to you. People want to hear you. People want to hear your voice. And it's really powerful when you can find who you are and share the things that are important to you. So like with Susan, I'm just looking at Susan, so she comes to mind, but like she talks about her faith a lot, and that's who she is. It's who she attracts, and that's important. that she do that, and she's free to do that. And that's one really cool thing about this platform is about coaching is that it gives you a platform to talk about the things that really matter to you. And anyway, get off that soapbox, but it's really cool. But anyway, okay, I don't want to keep you guys just to keep you, but if you have any more questions, we'd love to hear from you or comments. Popcorn aisle. Oh, I know. Yeah. I think of when I say popcorn, I think of it too.
I can't read the comments. I can kind of see them because I don't have my
Oh,
glasses.
Joanne thinks of every time she's in the popcorn aisle at the grocery store, she thinks of you.
Oh. You have a little bit of a problem with popcorn, but I've not had it in 2 weeks, I will say. I'm going to get through this 3 weeks of MBF without popcorn.
That's amazing.
Put it out there.
I'm going to say no peaches for the whole 3 weeks.
No peaches?
I hate peaches. Joanne was holding a peach up earlier. When y'all were on the other call. She was at a peach to taunt me because I can't stand the smell of peaches even.
Really?
It's weird, I know.
I thought it was mushrooms. Maybe
But those two. But peaches, like the smell makes me nauseous. I can't do it. Like, do y'all remember when Bath and Body had like a peaches and cream scent?
Yeah.
It was terrible. And I couldn't even walk by there without like needing to vomit. It was bad. I hate the smell of peaches. I say we all have really weird things, right?
Yeah.
You do. All right. Well, you guys have an awesome night. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you, Melissa.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
Thanks.